everybody, thank you for joining me. Today I have an update for my Pan That palette with the Vice LTD. So I'm not gonna have a rambly intro, I'm just gonna show you the palette. So this is what my progress currently looks like with this guy. Since my last update, I have finished the Shadow Heat, which was an orange shadow. If you follow me on Snapchat, you would have seen a lot of looks using orange shadow because I've been really obsessed. So except for Heat, I've only made some minor progress with the other shadows. I can see I've expanded Pan on Laced and Hoodoo and Freak Show as well, which are the purple shades. But I've also found ways to wear Nameless and Vaporize, which are this shade and this shade right here. And those were two shades that I was having such a huge problem with because I just couldn't figure out how to make them work. So Nameless is still one that I don't really like, and that's this shadow right here. So that's what Nameless looks like. I'm still not crazy about it, but I've really come around to Vaporize. It's this absolutely gorgeous like silver shade, and I just wasn't really into it at first, and then someone suggested in the comments, and I believe her name is Nikelle, Nikelle, I believe. Please correct me if I'm wrong, and I hope I didn't butcher your name, but she was mentioning how she used cream eyeshadow bases for underneath her eyeshadows to change stuff up. So I've done that before. I hadn't really found anything that worked for me. However, I was thinking cream eyeshadow bases like the Maybelline Color Tattoos or the MAC Paint Pots. I wasn't thinking about the various like eyeshadow crayons and stuff that I have. I've used some of them before, and I actually was using an orange one with Heat, but for some reason it didn't connect to try to look through my other crayons and to see if I could find something that worked. And that's where I did find something. So for Nameless, which is the brown one that I wasn't as crazy about, I was mixing it with the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Shadow Pencil in Mushroom. And that's what that looks like. And it's a nice shade. I mean, I didn't really have a use for this crayon on its own, but when you mix them together, and I do mean like you kind of have to work so that the pencil doesn't dry down, but if you kind of blend them out and it softens, and it ends up being something really beautiful. So that's Nameless and Mushroom mixed together, and I really loved that. Now for my combination with Vaporize, the silvery shade, I found a pure silver pencil, and this is Dior Show Coal, and I'm not sure of the name of it. It just says 039, but it's a silver, and it really is just like, it's a silver. But that particular shadow crayon mixed with Vaporize is just like, it's this beautiful like smoky kind of gray with just a little bit of shine. Yeah, so I've actually worn this combination in a video before. I think it was one of my hashtag 365 days of sample updates where I am wearing this on my lids, like really smoked out, and a red lip, like a dark red lip, and I really like the combination of it. So I've been actually wearing Vaporize a lot. So I'm really thankful and really grateful for you guys who have given me all these suggestions and tips and just little ideas and things that just spark my imagination. Sometimes it's just a phrase. Like if someone was saying like, oh, that color reminds me of this. Like I've had people say like, oh, that green is such like a mermaid shade, like the green that's floss. And it just sort of makes me think, oh, mermaid and the color combinations I can do, and it's just really inspiring to me. I mean, I've talked about layering eyeshadows a lot. If you guys have watched my Pan That Palette advice video, which is a little old now, but I talked about layering shadows, which is nothing new. People have been talking about it for a long time. It's just fun to play makeup artist, and you can mix and match weird things. So today I'm not wearing a lot of stuff from the Vice LTD palette, but I have a little bit of lace in the crease, and I have floss on the outer portion of my lower lash line, as well as a little bit in like the outer V here. It's starting to kind of smudge a little bit because I did put a gloss on it because I was not thinking straight. I have like this glitter glossy lip thing going on, so I put a little bit on top of my lid as well, and now it's starting to like eat away the shadow on there because it's a gloss and it's not intended to be on the lid, but I thought, hey, it's fun. I have Road Stripe on as well because I have been digging Road Stripe out from the Vice Reloaded palette because I did successfully buy 2 Road Stripe singles, so I'm really happy about that because, as you guys know, I love Road Stripe, so it's just been my highlight of choice recently because I just love the way that it looks with stuff. And then I was also using a couple of shades from the Reloaded palette, some of the greens in there, just to kind of mix with floss, because green is sort of like this fall thing, and it's such a deep green, but there's a little bit of glitter that makes it a little tricky to work with, but in small doses, it's really pretty. I'm definitely noticing a little bit more fallout with it now than I was when I was first using it. So I haven't really used Goddess, the deep blue, that much. I've used Crystal a few times. I have a foiled little duo from Lime Crime that has a blue shade that's very similar to Crystal, so the 2 blues together, it's so pretty. Backdoor used a tiny little bit. Perversion, like a tiny little bit. Those, I don't really like Perversion. It's not that I don't like black eyeshadows, because I actually really do like black eyeshadows. This one just isn't very pigmented. It's a soft black, so it kind of swatches like it's dark, like on your finger, but then as soon as you can see, it's kind of like, it's just a little disappointing. So it's hard to get the depth I want when I would want to put it in like the outer V, or like the smoke it out on the lower lash line. Like it just gets a little muddy, so it's not my preference, but I think I can find some ways to use it up. I've had some great suggestions and, you know, helpful tips and hints and things, which is, as I said, so appreciated. So I think I'm going to do pretty well with this challenge. I don't know if I'm necessarily going to finish it by the end of 2016 or not, but I'm really committed to finishing this palette, so even if it takes me another month or two, I'm going to do it. I'm going to try. I haven't panned a large palette in a year before. I thought I could do it based on how I was doing with the Naked palette, but the Naked palette did take me a long time. So, you know, you just kind of have to give yourself a break. And not everybody uses shadows up in the same way and the same amount of time. So just because you might not finish a palette in 12 months doesn't mean you're not successful with your challenge. I mean, if you decided to abandon your challenge altogether, it doesn't mean it wasn't successful. If you learned anything from any of these kind of makeup challenges that you do, it's a success. So anyway, that is what my Vice LTD looks like. Let me know if you guys have any questions or comments, concerns, anything I didn't address that you would like me to address. I will respond to you in the comments as soon as I possibly can. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I hope I will see you in my next video. Bye. Hi everybody, welcome to the evening news. No, what is this voice you are doing this evening? Can you see me now? Can you hear what I hear? Too soon. Hello, no. Can't do it. No. Feels so basic. Good for days though. the one that I wasn't really crazy about, the one that's, whoa,